signs that you might happen if you invest this money with this, and be careful because these mortgage brokers will do this. Be careful if the escrow does this. Be careful. And he's making a great living, helping other people. But he went down to the point where he was living in a tent. Okay? But he never let go of the truth. Now that's living in Satya. That, my friends, is living in Satya. Finding the deeper meaning, the inner truth, even though he had to lose everything, and he is paying every investor back little by little. Even if that money only comes in at $20 a month, that's $20 less that he owes. Right? He was in the hole for millions of dollars. But he lived his truth. And some of us are not willing to do that. We would rather hide. He could have just not called the rest of us. He could have just taken off and walked away from the mortgage and just went to go live somewhere else like many other people did. But he refused to do that. He lived as Satya. By the way, he does practice yoga, so he knew about that, right? So he knew about Satya because he practices yoga, right? But how many people have not done that? And then we've got the other side of not living in Satya. Here's another story, and it's being very prevalent right now, and I'm not going to give names, but it hurts me very much. You guys all know that that I do a lot of research on nutrition and things like that. There's a company out there selling weight loss products right now, doing very well, and that company was started by an ex-convict, right? He was in trouble with the education system, and he's been in jail for swindling people before. So he decides, because it's a deregulated industry, to make this really great big company make lots of money and have independent distributors and have all these, mostly women, all excited about losing weight loss, and the chemicals and the things inside these things are not good. So he makes a lot of money, and he turns around and he sells the company, and that company is still out there. Where is the integrity in that? It's not Satya. There is no integrity. So find the truth of everything. Find the truth of everything, right? And that means if somebody comes to you and says, hey, this is a really good product, or hey, this is a really good, find the truth. Your inner truth will guide you. Your inner truth will always guide you, right? So you guys have to be very, very careful, right? And that's what Satya, that's the deeper meaning. The truth will always save you, will save you always, always. When you have enough courage to tell the truth will save you, regardless of the consequences. Regardless of the consequences, right? You have to tell the truth. Other people may not know, and they may not see the real truth behind your actions, but if you live your truth, you're going to know that deep down inside you can go to sleep at night and you don't have to run away. You don't have to run away. But if you exaggerate or don't tell the truth, you won't be able to sleep, and it will catch up to you. It will catch up to you. It's called karma. Right? It's called karma. And you don't even realize it, because when it hits you, baby, it hits you big. And it could be 5 years later, 10 years later. Right? You just never know. So always live your life from the yamas, because our attitudes, ahimsa, is always practiced consideration toward others. Stay away from nonviolence. And the yamas all build upon each other. Right? Think about it. If I practice ahimsa, consideration toward others, am I always going to tell the truth? Think about it. If I practice ahimsa, meaning that I am considerate to others, will I automatically tell the truth?
Yes.
Yes. If I practice ahimsa, being considerate to others, I will always tell the truth. That's how they build upon each other. Do you understand ahimsa? Ahimsa means being nice, means being considerate, means caring for others first, means making sure others have. And so if you do, will you be in truth? Yes. Yes.
Thing is that kind of contradicts because how you were saying with the boyfriend situation, if they're cheating, then you lie and say that you don't know, and you're being considerate of the friend.
Oh no, but the truth, the deeper meaning of consideration is not that, right? Because then they build on each other. See, you can't claim to be considerate and tell a lie and be out of Satya. Does that make sense? Think about it. If you're in Satya, total Satya, are you being considerate? Yes, you are. You cannot be out of Satya. The only time you're out of Satya is when you tell a white lie. Because you think that it's considerate to tell your friend that her boyfriend is cheating on her, right? That's not consideration. That's hurting somebody else.
What if she asks you?
Yeah.
I think that's what her question was. If she asks you, like, do you think he's cheating or do you know if he's cheating?
You find something else to talk about. You find another truth. Seriously, that's not your business. You find another truth. Been there, done that.
You just change the conversation to something else.
Exactly. You find another truth. Find another truth. Okay, let me go back to, now, you guys love hearing these stories, huh? That's what I get for. Okay, so here we go. This is a personal story. I was living, at the age of 18, I decided I wanted to be responsible, so I moved out of my house and I rented a duplex with my best friend. Well, my best friend and I used to do everything together. We'd go dance together. We didn't work together, but we would go dance together and all of that. So inevitably, we ran into that problem, right? So we had a pact where we didn't realize we were living in Satya, and we said to each other, we will always tell the truth. We will stay away from white lies, and we will stay away from exaggerations. We will always tell the truth, and we will consider each other first. Notice that I was already living yoga before I even knew that I was living yoga at the age of 18. And so what happened was we both knew this one guy who was this great, gorgeous football player, and he had gone to high school with us, and everybody liked him, right? And so one day we go out and we're at the club, and he shows up, and he comes over and he starts talking to us. We're both there, and we start talking, and I notice that he's talking a little bit more to her. So I bow out graciously, right? So I go and I do my own thing, and I let her, and he comes over the next night, and I open the door and I say, "Oh, hi, John. Margaret is right over here. Why don't you come in, take a seat, and I'll tell her you're here." And he says, okay. The second night he comes over, and I leave, right? Second night he comes over, he knocks on the door. Now, "Hi, John, how are you? Margaret is not home right now, but if you would like to wait for her, she just called and said that she would be back in 5 minutes. Would you like to wait for her?" "Yes." "Okay, so sit right here," and I went about my business, right? The third night comes. Margaret is nowhere in sight. He comes, knocks on the door, and he says to me, "Hi." And I go, "Hi, John. Margaret's not here tonight. Didn't she tell you she was going to be gone?" And he says, "I didn't come to see Margaret. I came to see you." I said, "Really? And why did you come to see me?" "I didn't let him in yet." And he says, "Well, because I wanted to talk to you." And I go, "Oh, okay. Well, what's this about?" And he said to me, here's what he said to me. He said to me, "I just wanted you to know that the real